The first thing you should know about James Miller is that he never asked for pity. Life had been unfair, brutally so, but he carried his struggles in silence. His wife, Emma, passed away suddenly when their daughter Lily was just 4 years old. Overnight, James went from being a husband and a father to being everything: a provider, a nurturer, a teacher, and the only shoulder for Lily to lean on. From the outside, people saw only the flaws. They noticed Lily's mismatched socks, the crooked pigtails, the sometimes half-burnt toast in her lunchbox. Parents at Lily's school whispered about him. Some even laughed. "He's clueless," they said. "That little girl needs her mother." But what they didn't see were the nights James sat on the floor beside Lily's bed, reading her favorite story 5 times over until her eyelids finally closed. They didn't see him learning to braid hair by watching YouTube tutorials late into the night. They didn't see the way he'd leave his own dinner untouched just to make sure Lily had seconds. James worked long hours as a mechanic during the day, then cleaned offices at night to cover the bills. His hands were rough, his back constantly sore, but whenever Lily looked up at him with her bright smile and called him the best daddy in the world, all the exhaustion melted away. Still, the world outside their small apartment wasn't kind. At school events, other moms rolled their eyes at his clumsy attempts. At parent-teacher meetings, people whispered about how sad it was. And every time James overheard the laughter, he swallowed it down, determined never to let Lily feel ashamed. The turning point came with the annual school talent show. Lily had begged her dad to let her sing. Music was her way of healing, her way of holding on to the memory of her mother. But James was terrified that if she failed, the laughter would only grow louder. Still, Lily's determination won. James spent weeks helping her prepare. He couldn't afford fancy costumes, so he stitched together a dress from scraps of Emma's old clothes, every stitch holding a memory. At night, when Lily practiced, James would sit nearby, pretending to work on the bills, though in truth, he was wiping away tears. Her voice carried Emma's spirit, it was like hearing his wife again. The night of the talent show, whispers filled the auditorium as Lily stepped on stage in her homemade dress. Some kids laughed. Some parents exchanged pitying glances. James sat in the front row, his heart pounding. He wanted to shield her, but this was her moment. Then Lily opened her mouth to sing. The laughter stopped instantly. Her voice was angelic, pure, filled with pain and hope all at once. The song she chose wasn't just a performance, it was a tribute. She sang about her hero, her father, who sacrificed everything for her. She sang about love that never gave up, about nights filled with tears, about hands that worked until they bled but still found the strength to hug her tight. The audience was frozen. Many had tears streaming down their faces. When the last note lingered in the air, silence fell, then the auditorium erupted in applause, louder than ever before. People rose to their feet, clapping, cheering, some even crying openly. James sat there stunned, his own eyes brimming with tears. Lily ran off stage and into his arms, whispering, "Did I do good, Daddy?" James choked back his emotion, kissed her forehead, and said, "You were perfect. You showed them who we are." From that day forward, no one laughed at James again. People who once mocked him now respected him. Teachers spoke of his devotion, parents reached out to apologize, and the community saw him not as a struggling single dad, but as an extraordinary father who had raised his daughter with love, strength, and dignity. But more importantly, Lily had shown the world the truth: real love isn't measured by perfection. It's measured by sacrifice, resilience, and the courage to keep going even when the world underestimates you. James knew the road ahead would still be hard. But as he walked out of the auditorium that night, holding Lily's hand, he felt something he hadn't felt in years: pride. They weren't just surviving anymore. They were winning. And if you've ever been laughed at, underestimated, or doubted, remember James's story. Don't let the noise of others define you. Prove them wrong with love, with persistence, and with faith in yourself.